Today we've just been and taken a quote and gone through it with a client, and on the way back we thought we'd call in and have a look at a job that we've done last year, which was this one. I haven't seen it complete. We did do an Instagram post on this building. So this is Ash House Farm. So this was a building that we did. It was an apex lean-to, so we've attached to the existing building, and obviously it takes straw and silage and stuff. So it's got the high panels on the side, 6-inch thick panels. We concreted the floor, we put the ramp at the end, clad square to eave, so there's access from both ends. And this one went in quite nicely on the site. We cast a curb down the side, did all the drainage for any effluent with the tank and everything. So this was quite a nice little job that we finished off, but we are back here doing another job, which we'll go around the corner and have a look at. So another thing a little bit different with this is we have connected all the downpipes up, brought them all to the back end of the building, and they've all run along there into the filtration chambers, and then being harvested into the big tank. So he's harvesting all the water off that, as well as these other roofs as well. So the job we're doing this time is not a straightforward new build, it's a refurb, which unfortunately, Peter the customer, these two buildings here have got straw and silage in. And what happened is the straw self-combusted, which, if you don't know what that means, basically if straw is slightly damp on the inside of the bale, or the moisture content is too high inside a bale when it's baled, or it gets wet and it's in a big stack, it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, and eventually it self-ignites, combusts, and up it goes, which you can imagine straw, silage, everything else that he's got in that building. And as you can see on the back of that being loaded up there, his tractor was in there as well, so that got burnt as well. So what we've had to do now is we've had to take down all the building and all the steelwork that was burnt, bent, twisted, warped with the heat. It's all come down, the floor and all the concrete panels have all cracked and blown. So we've had to rip it all out, and we've had to try and salvage what we can, which mainly have been a handful of posts at the far end. We've come out, done a full site measure, gone away, drawn it, come back, checked it all, gone away, any alterations that needed to be made, and then we've manufactured it all to suit what we have got with the new as well. So as you can see now, you can see some of the posts on the left are not bright shiny red. We've managed to salvage some there and salvage some on that side, saving some money. But everything else pretty much is new in terms of all the rafters, the gable posts at the far end, all the frame, everything else is new. So we'll go and have a look a bit closer and you can see what we've done. So these are the posts. You can see they're a different colour, and the panels are the old panels. So this is the bit that we've managed to retain. You can see there's a bit of a difference in the height of the ground levels as well. So the fact that we can keep that and save having to replace the post and dig down, and affect this part of the yard, which is obviously used regular for feeding the cattle. But as you can probably imagine, it's one of every farmer's biggest nightmares. When you're putting straw in and anything like this happens, and it takes out all your straw, all your silage, all in one go, you've got nothing left to feed the cattle with. What a nightmare it must have been to contend with. But Big Dave is on the job, so we're going to see what he's doing now. So we've obviously we've managed to save these 4 number stanchions and these panels here. I'm not sure whether they're being replaced or not, but because the face has gone. See that there? The face has gone. Might be able to use them for a bit of other stuff, but in terms of a clamp, they're no good anymore. But we've saved them, saved digging them out, and then what we've done is we've roughly dug out at the minute just to get the foundations in for the rest. And then we'll cut them out neatly and re-concrete afterwards. Middle, we didn't manage to salvage anything there. We've had a complete new run of stanchions down the centre line, and again we broke all that concrete out, which we'll have to re-concrete the whole thing once we've done all the drainage. I think we're about to get soaked, so we'll call it. Our planning consultant has saved the day. Oh yeah. So Clayton's decided that he's more important than me and he needs the umbrella. I don't think so, because my hair goes frizzy. But this is what we broke out. So we broke this centre section out here. So once we've lined and levelled and got everything done now, we can re-concrete these sections in and put a finish on them. but we have got a drainage channel to put in first because we've got to get the water again from the back all the way, from the front all the way down to the back. So I think Dave's got to put a channel in there to put a drainage pipe in, which takes us out the back of the building and then gets rid of the water down that end of the farm, which is where he wants it. Dave's going to be loving it here as well because he's just bought a new toy to go on our little digger. He's just bought the first breaker that we hire him in, but he's just bought the first one, he's trying it out. You can see now where the fire's actually been and how high the silage was, because you can see that black tide mark around the top of the panels, which goes all the way down, same again on that side. In fact, you can even see on the next building along how close it was to taking that one out as well, because the plastisol coating on the cladding there is melted. So it's obviously been pretty hot. But so because this is an insurance job, there has been a full structural report done on this as well. So whatever we have left in, the engineer has confirmed is structurally sound and able to be left in, but they did condemn obviously the posts that we've replaced, all the rafters. I think the bulk of the heat was probably, by the looks of it, in this side of the building here. Well, from what David said anyway, which would make sense given it's nearly took that building with it. So we'll just see how Dave is getting on with his new toy. All right, Big Dave?
Yes, sweet, yeah.
How's the new toy?
Yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. Yeah, it's packing really well. Those three stanchions you've had a look at over there were really thick because they were been mass poured. They're not like we did. They were done the old-fashioned way, so you put a pad down right at the bottom of your stanchion, then they filled them up all the way to the top with concrete. Yeah. So we basically had to get the whole thing out to put the new ones in. And yeah, it's working really well. I think on this machine in particular, we debated at the time whether we would get one for a 13 tonner. Yeah. But I think this on this machine is going to work really well for us because we can take the machine and the pecker on the whole loader, and we've got a full unit there that will be able to do any breakouts that we need. Yeah. And it's quick. I looked at several different ones before we chose this one, and the impact rate on this one was quicker than any others. And I think on this machine it's got a real fast pecking speed. So.
It's not too heavy, it's not on its toes.
No, the guy I bought it off, it's a fully reconditioned unit, so it's been fully stripped down, new bushes, new seals, sold a fully resprayed reconditioned unit. But he had several different ones, different makes. This is an Atlas Copco one, so it's a good brand. He had some others and the impact rate on them was slower.
Right, okay.
But he also recommended go for a slightly bigger pecker in the machine. So this is a pecker for a 6-ton machine and this is a 5.5, and it just, that bit of extra weight in the pecker means you're not having to push down quite so hard on it.
So you prefer a bigger pecker, Dave?
I like a bigger pecker.
Right, okay. Rest of the job going all right?
Yeah, very pleased with it. We're nearly ready for roofing. We've been here 2.5 weeks, so we've always done in 2.5 weeks.
Very good.
So as soon as the roof's on, we'll get back to putting the concrete back together.
Has any of this got to come up, or is this all right?
This is staying as is. The existing floor. This is only coming out because of the 2 rows of stanchions that were here before that we talked about, and the 2 rows of concrete panels. We reduced it to 1, so there basically was a gap between the 2 buildings of about 3.5 feet.
Okay, yeah.
So we gained the customer that 3.5 feet by making it into a single row of stanchions. It was in this configuration before, 2 portables, with 2 rows of middle stanchions. It was 2 buildings.
So you got 6 foot of wasted space.
Yeah, that would gain the customer. Yeah. Unfortunately, you have to fire in the building to do it, but no, please. Valley Guts to go in tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's ready for the next handrail to get the roof up.
Sound. So there we go, that was a little catch up at Ash House Farm. We're on our way back to the yard now. We'll catch up with you guys next week. Just before we go though, if you like what you've seen, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and we'll finish off with a Ash House and Dave's Big Pecker montage. Boom.